Welcome to Oxxpun, your technical magazine with Wolfgang Rudolph. So now to my build-up here. I have a high-speed camera from PCE, the HSC 1660, and next to it is the delivered with LED spotlight, with 6 lighting diodes to light up the object. We will come to that shortly, why we need that. And also a remote control to trigger the camera sequences. I can attach to the back of the camera. I can also operate it completely from the computer. Attaches the camera with a delivered USB cable onto a USB 3.0 interface. The computer should have at least Windows 7, better is Windows 8, with 2 GB memory. And that is also important with 2 GB clock speed, because it is a lot of data which is sent over, and also in a computer processed. So also delivered is the program, and installation is simple. The camera itself is automatically recognized from Windows. On a CD is the program, which you can see here, delivered with it. And installation is trivial. That is first to the experimental setup. For when I want to record something, and for this I have brought a toy, normally in this egg times sand. But here with me there are metal shavings in it, because in the bottom there's a magnet and I build up much nicer. So let's have a look with the normal camera. I will turn it around and you can look what happens. That looks pretty nice and spectacular. And when it is finished, you could naturally show it again in slow motion. What does that mean? Well, I'll let one picture stand longer because we do not have an electricity. Like by music, you can't stop that because it has to be sent continuously. Pictures I have always chopped in front of me. Single pictures. And when they are quick enough, after another sent in front of my eye, then they would flow smoothly too. But when I let these pictures run slower, then it starts to jerk. It goes slowly. Naturally, we have methods today to replace pictures in there. We also have programs to interpole between pictures. But that is all lied about. Because there I count a picture and don't record the reality. The only way to recognize what happens between the pictures, what our eyes don't see, then you need a high-speed camera. As you have seen, looks good, but to really see what happens there you can't. You have to do that using the camera. I'll show you that shortly. Now to the camera, a few data about it. It comes with its sinus sensor with 1.3 megapixel, record maximum 1280 times 1024 pictures. And these pictures, the resolution you can naturally reduce. It goes down to 256 to 256 pictures. It plays a big role because the more pictures I make and the more large they are, so much data I must transfer. And thus, so much memory I need. And that means so slower I can record the pictures. With the larger resolution of 1280 to 1024, I can only, so to say, record 210 pictures per second. When I go down to 256 to 256 points, then I can record 2420 pictures per second. That is incredible. So now we want to have a look at what this camera has seen. I don't want to show you anything live because we need much more light in here. If you want to see extreme big and extreme short, why? Well, let's have a look first. So now I go out of my mode here into a different mode where I can see what I recorded before or these recordings now, and I can see them as single pictures. I can also go through these single pictures. There are a lot of them. As you can see, they change all the time. And when I choose one of these single pictures, I can look at them in a preview. I also have the possibility to enlarge these pictures, and then I have the possibility to show these pictures subsequently to see as a film. that you can see the quality of the pictures and the beauty of the pictures. I have already played these pictures in a file, a MP4. You can use different formats. You can also save them as single pictures in BMP format to work on them. But I think we will look at the pictures which I recorded earlier. As you can see at the bottom of the metal shavings, how the heap gets bigger. You can also see how the shavings fall down like fluids. Although fluids would have a greater surface tension, and these here are very loose. You can see single particles that fall next to the stream, and the structure, how it builds up, look very good as well. So that what we see now, you cannot do with a normal camera. Let's get back to the lighting. The lighting, when you have a very old click-clack camera, as you know at the front there's a shutter, it opens and light comes in, exposes the film and then closes again. And you can also think when it opens very quickly, only a little light comes in. And when it opens very extremely, nearly no light comes in. And that is the problem, what we have by such recordings. We need lots and lots of light. And with normal cameras we cannot show this. I'll show you the setting possibilities, what this camera has. When we look at the screen and look at the right hand side, there we have the sensor type that is automatically recognized. If I set the resolution like I said before, here is 1280 times 1024 down to 256 to 256. Then we have, we have to shut it first. The gain, which I can set in 8 steps. Then I have here how many frames I want to maximal record. Depending on how much memory I have reserved for this software, then I can record many pictures in high velocity which come into it. We also have another story. The possibilities of this camera, it can also look into the past. You know that doesn't work, but the effect is so. I can let the camera run and then set it off using a so-called trigger. With this, which I can attach to the camera rear, or naturally direct from my computer. And then I can say in the software, when the trigger button is initiated, then release 1,000 pictures beforehand. That only works because the camera always records and always saves, and when I push the button it says OK. That is not the first picture record, but the 1,000 pictures beforehand, or 100 or 50 or how you want it. The advantage with this is when you do it manually and you see something and we humans haven't got the reaction and it is too late. And that's why with this camera using the software you look into the past. Exactly as after the happening, I want so many pictures after the happening and so forth, or run through till the memory is full. So let's have a look at the next setting. Exposure time of the lens. As you can see, it goes from 100 microseconds and ends down there at 100 milliseconds. I can also set it with my own value. That means that these maximum 2420 pictures, or the minimum resolution what this camera does, I can set simply with a key click. And finished. Such a camera serves to improve our products and to understand them, and also in a school area or university area, there where you want to look a little deeper into the things, then it is a very important tool. Important and fun. Well, it was a lot of fun for me. As you can see, I am still playing with it. I wish you all a sharp eye and look quickly and exact, and will not take a high-speed camera. Like this one here, the HSC 1660 from PCE, it made a lot of fun for me. And bye.